Hi, I'm Sam Long with Miller Long & Associates Incorporated, a real estate appraisal company in Roanoke, Virginia. My initial contact usually with a property owner is by phone, and at that point we discuss the draft conservation easement, where the property is located, its size, and other factors concerning the potential appraisal assignment. The landowner usually is asked to provide me with any surveys, any deeds, anything that they are aware of about the property. Past appraisals are of course helpful, and a draft of the conservation easement. With those items, we are able to start our investigation, and we'll prepare a topographic map. We look at aerial photos, and we will do our on-site inspection at that time and meet with the property owner and view the land. During our inspection, we look at the physical factors of the land: road frontage, streams, topography, rock outcroppings, availability of water and sewer, what are the growth patterns in the area, all the factors that would go into estimating the value of the property. Conservation easements have to be appraised so that you can determine the value of the easement for tax purposes. The value is estimated by finding comparable sales in the before and in the after. Now, what I mean by that is the land is inspected and viewed and estimated, the value is estimated based upon its highest and best use. In the before value, that would be whatever the value of the land is today, unencumbered. The after value would be the value of the land with the conservation easement in place or as encumbered. Before, the land may be able to be used for agricultural, commercial, or subdivision or residential use. And in the after, some of those uses have been taken from the bundle of rights, or the land is encumbered, and now the land can only be used for the use as stated in the conservation easement draft. The difference in the before value and the after value would be the conservation easement value, and that is used for determining the tax benefit. Conservation easements are valued for a number of reasons, primarily for the estimation of value to be utilized for federal and state benefits. The appraisal can also be utilized in lowering your overall real estate assessment on your property for the current years and in years in the future by virtue of lesser utilization of the land. In addition, the valuation also provides for allowing money to come into your hands and out of your estate, thereby lowering your potential estate liability. A qualified appraisal is an appraisal that is prepared by a qualified appraiser and can be utilized in income tax reporting to the IRS. A qualified appraiser is defined by our government as an appraiser that holds a professional designation with a recognized appraisal organization, such as the Appraisal Institute, or has verifiable knowledge and has met minimum criteria in appraising specific properties such as conservation easements. In addition, that individual cannot have been prohibited for reporting to the IRS within a 3-year period prior to the date of appraisal. An appraiser is someone who does appraisals for compensation to the general public. The Treasury Department defines fair market value as the price that would be obtained between a willing seller and a willing buyer, neither acting under compulsion and both cognizant of all relevant facts. The Appraisal Foundation defines market value, which is the typical definition used by real estate appraisers, as a type of value that presumes the transfer of a property as of a certain date under specific conditions, such as the relationship, knowledge, and motivation of the parties, that's the buyer and the seller, the terms of sale, that would be cash or cash equivalent, and the conditions of sale, exposure in a competitive market for a reasonable time prior to sale. Highest and best use is the primary focus for any real estate appraisal. Highest and best use is defined by four principles. The first is it physically possible? Is it legally permissible? Is it financially feasible? And is it maximally productive? The factors that go into this are like in a funnel. We work from the top down. Is it physically possible is the first one that is addressed. That takes into consideration things such as the tract size, topography, streams, no streams, rock outcroppings, does the land perk, all the physical factors that would be associated with the property. The second set that is approached would be legally permissible. What can I do on the land under legal regulations? This would be, is it zoned for commercial use, industrial, residential? And that would further refine the uses that can go on the land. The third factor that's looked at would be, is it financially feasible? What can I do on the land that would make financial, monetary sense? That would further reduce the uses on the land. And finally, is it maximally productive? That would be what is the highest and best use of the land? How can I get the most dollars out of this tract versus any other use? That is addressed in a conservation easement appraisal, both in the before and in the after. In the after, the land would be further reduced. If in the before, it could be utilized for a 20 lot subdivision under current zoning as legally permissible, but in the after, it can only be divided into 1 or 2 divisions. Then something has been removed from the bundle of rights, or if you can think of a bunch of sticks, one has been removed. I can no longer create those additional lots. So the highest and best use in the before and the highest and best use in the after are really the defining principles for setting up what is the value of the conservation easement. Other things you may want to consider, and that an appraiser certainly would consider, would be things in the physical, what's physically possible, the frontage, the topography, the rock outcroppings on land, any other items like that.